Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, ang i-review natin itong BYD Seagull. Ito yung mini hatchback from BYD. It's actually pure electric vehicle. At ang price niya starts at 898,000 pesos as an introductory price. The interesting thing here is a 4-seater electric vehicle at 900,000 pesos. Yung iba kasing mga electric vehicle na small hatchback is usually mga 2-door lang. At mahirap makapasok dun sa likod at yung space is compromised. Compared dito na 5-door. So mas practical siya in terms of people carrying ability. Okay, let's start muna sa exterior features niya. One thing I like is yung design ng headlight niya. It's full LED and oddly enough, it reminds me of an Italian supercar. And from the front end, I like the execution of the design, especially in this black color. It shows the sculpted line of the front end at malinis lang siyang tingnan. Na-notice ko lang wala na siyang fog light. Sa mga modern cars ngayon, kaya namang i-illuminate ng headlight yung daan because of the high quality of LED bulbs to mga headlights. At pagdating naman sa wheels niya, it's alloy wheel with 175/55 R16 na tires. Yung side mirror niya is body colored and with side repeaters naman. For a small car, medyo mahirap mag-isip ng magandang design since maliit yung surface area na pwede mong paglaruan. But in the case of the Seagull, nagawa naman ni BYD to justify yung mga contours and body lines ng sasakyan para mas appealing siyang tingnan. Ang hindi ko lang masyadong gusto is yung black accent na flat dito sa lower part. Siguro mas maganda kung ginawa nilang body color dyan. The nice thing here is at the front and back, naka-solid disc brakes na siya. And I think pag tiningnan mo sa side, it's a small, quirky vehicle na ma-appreciate mo yung cuteness ng mismong design niya. If ever I'll get this vehicle, I'll get this in black color. At dito sa window line niya, as yung belt line niya, meron siyang accent to emphasize yung design language ng Seagull. And the odd thing here is, isa lang yung wiper niya. Since maliit yung windshield niya, maliit lang yung surface area. Pagdating sa rear tail lights, full LED na siya at meron siyang light bar to make it more modern. At gustong-gusto ko yung execution ng rear spoiler niya. It's well integrated and in terms of length, very eye-catching siya. Maganda siyang tingnan since mahaba. And from the rear, malinis siya and I actually like yung design niya mismo. At dito sa rear, nandito yung matte black accent niya at meron naman siyang fog light dito sa lower portion ng bumper. Meron siyang third brake light na naka-integrate dun sa rear spoiler at yung rear tail lights niya is full LED. So overall, it depends pa rin if you will appreciate yung design nito. But for me, for a small car, malakas yung dating niya. I'm not a fan of striking design, but for this Seagull, maganda naman na execution niya overall. Okay, punta naman tayo sa interior niya. For 900,000 in terms of aesthetics and build quality, it's one of the best. So it depends on the color of the body kung ano yung magiging interior color combination niya. Since black dito, dark blue yung loob niya. So mapapansin mo, maganda naman yung design, pero pag hinawakan mo yung mga surfaces, marami ding hard plastic. Pero maganda naman yung execution ng design. For 900,000 pesos, hindi ka nalugi dito. Mostly kasi at that price level, puro plastic yan. Pero dito, may mga soft touch materials pa naman. Automatic naman lahat ng windows niya at may adjustment dito sa side mirror. The nice thing here is full digital na yung mga screens niya. Even yung instrument cluster, which makes it more modern in feel. Ang hindi lang maganda dito yung adjustment ng steering wheel. Hindi siya telescopic, natitilt lang yung function niya. Dito naman sa left side ng steering wheel, nandito yung buttons for cruise control at nandito sa right yung controls for the infotainment screen at saka sa instrument cluster. Yung mga interior pieces niya may mga maliit na color accents or accent colors. At dito sa lower portion, nandito yung bukasan ng hood niya. Ang negative lang dito, walang height adjustment yung seat base nitong front seat. Meron lang siyang reclining function pero walang height adjustment. Dito naman sa middle, nandito yung mga buttons niya for easy access. Nandito yung shifter niya which is electronic. At pag ni-reverse mo, meron siyang rear camera. Wala lang siyang 360 cam. Nandito yung buttons niya for the modes, sa auto hold, sa hazard, and other climate control functions. Yung infotainment screen niya is 10.1 inches. Ang kagandahan dito, marami siyang configuration. At well-integrated yung user interface niya doon sa sasakyan. So, hindi siya mukhang aftermarket. Yung mga icons at yung mga functions doon sa infotainment screen is really connected doon sa sasakyan. Pwede mong i-adjust yung sensitivity ng regenerative braking and so much more. May Apple CarPlay at Android Auto nga pala ito, which is a nice feature, at meron na ring navigation. And the nice thing here is full LED na yung ilaw niya sa interior. Pero wala nga lang siyang sunglass holder. Tingnan naman natin yung visor niya. Meron din siyang mirror as well as ilaw dito sa passenger side. And even dito sa driver side, ganun din. Hindi naman tinipid ni BYD yung ganitong aspects niya. Headroom niya is okay, I'm 5'7", so maaliwalas naman dito sa loob. For a small car, roomy na siya for me. At dito meron siyang glove box. Damp siya, so it's nice. One thing na nagustuhan ko dito is yung headliner niya. It's color black and it really gives that premium feel sa loob. Yung iba mas gusto ng beige pero mas gusto ko yung ganitong color scheme. At gusto ko rin yung blue shade ng interior niya. At dito meron kang additional na USB port. May 12-volt socket din at meron ding USB Type-C, which is very useful to our modern cell phones today. Floating actually yung mismong center console niya. At may wireless charging dito. May dalawang cup holder siya dito. Yun nga lang wala siyang center console. At wala siyang compartment dito. Parang armrest lang siya. At ang maganda dito, push start system na rin siya. And before I forget, meron ding function na naka-portrait mode yung infotainment screen niya. Just like the Sea Lion. I think this will be useful pagka merong mga apps na mapu-fully optimize yung portrait mode. Okay, punta naman tayo dito sa back seat. Same story goes dito sa sidings niya. Meron siyang soft touch material dito and the rest are plastic. And in terms of space, okay siya for what it is. I think komportable ka naman kahit mag-long drive dito. Okay naman yung thigh support at saka yung leg support. Even yung space dito, kahit inatras ko na yung nasa front seat, okay pa rin yung space. Ang kagandahan dito, flat itong flooring. So yung center passenger mo, hindi siya mahihirapan. Dito sa center console, since wala siyang storage dito na enclosed, dito sa baba, yung pinaka-storage niya. Yun nga lang, wala siyang charging point dito sa likod, which is negative. Overall, the interior of the Seagull is simple, it's straightforward. In today's standards, appealing siya sa mga young people and even do sa mga naghahanap ng second car na naghahanap ng maganda at the same time, merong appeal pa rin. Another thing, wala siyang center armrest dito. Wala din siyang headrest dito sa middle passenger. At ang isa pang negative dito is maliit yung trunk space niya. Since maliit yung wheelbase niya, so maliit talaga yung space for cargo. Pag bumili ka nito, meron siyang kasama na portable na charging cable. Ito yung ginagamit para magsasaksaka sa 220 volts na power input. Charging time niya is 5 hours from 0 to 100% kung AC. At meron din siyang kasama dito na tire sealant. Since wala nga siyang spare tire, ito yung ginagamit yung tire sealant. And then, meron din siyang kasamang early warning device at saka itong air compressor. So kapag na-flat ka, meron kang air compressor na magagamit. And by the way, itong second row seat, na-fold naman yung sandala niya. So kung kailangan mo ng mas malaking cargo space, so pwede siyang gamitin. Yan yung advantage ng hatchback sa sedan, may flexibility sa space. Okay, punta naman tayo sa powertrain niya. So wala siyang makina. So ang meron is yung motor type na permanent magnet synchronous motor. It's front-wheel drive and it delivers 75 PS and 135 Nm of torque. Ang driving range niya is about 300 kilometers at ang top speed is 130 kilometers per hour. Yung acceleration is 0 to 50 kilometers per hour in 4.9 seconds. Meron din siyang tatlong drive modes. Merong economy, merong normal, at meron ding sport. Yung battery type naman niya is yung lithium iron phosphate na pinagmamalaki nilang BYD Blade battery. Ang battery capacity is 30 kWh. Sa ibang countries, merong 40 kWh na battery. So, mas mahaba yung range nun, about 400 kilometers. Dito kasi sa Pilipinas, isang variant lang ang inilabas nila. Pag DC charger, half an hour from 30% to 80% yung charging time. Kung AC naman, mga 5 oras from 0% to 100%. So, yan yung kanyang powertrain. It's pure electric. Ano naman yung safety features niya and other features? Sa airbags, meron siyang driver at saka front passenger airbags at saka meron din siyang side curtain airbags. Meron din siyang traction control system, yung electronic stability control. Meron din siyang anti-lock braking system, yung hydraulic brake assist at saka yung EBD. Meron din siyang vehicle dynamic control system, yung control deceleration for parking brake, comfortable stop, saka yung coordinated regenerative braking system. Meron din siyang hill start, hold control, saka yung tire pressure monitoring system. At the same time, meron siyang electronic anti-theft system. Another feature nito, meron siyang voice assistant, meron din siyang 4G connectivity. At the same time, meron na rin siyang wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, at saka yung hands-free calling and audio streaming. And before I conclude, ano nga ba yung pros and cons ng vehicle na to? Ang number 1 pro niya is yung kanyang affordability. So, it's positioned as a budget-friendly EV. So, for 900,000, I think it's a good pricing to attract first-time EV buyers. Another pro niya is yung compact design. Although it's a small car, makakaupo naman ng maayos ang 4 na passenger. So, madali siyang i-maneuver sa mga crowded environments. So, ideal siya for city driving and parking. Another pro niya is yung battery technology. Yung BYD kasi is known for its advanced battery technology kasi manufacturer sila ng battery. It utilizes yung lithium iron phosphate batteries which are safe and durable. Another pro niya is yung kanyang features. Marami siyang mga features na appropriate sa day and age natin na hinahanap ng mga buyers. So mag-a-appeal dito sa mga tao na medyo may pagka-techy at gusto yung modern feel. And want something different naman na pure electric vehicle. Another pro nito is, although medyo subjective, is yung appeal niya. For a small car, iilan talaga ang may mga dating. And in the case of this Seagull, especially in black color, na-visualize ko na maganda siyang bihisan. Lagyan mo lang ng magandang wheelset ito, I think magiging eye-catching itong sasakyan na to. Pero this is just for me. Depende pa rin kung ma-appreciate nyo yung design niya. And another pro nito is yung interior cabin space niya for a small car at yung level of quality ng interior niya. Sobrang ganda na niya for its price point. But don't expect yung much higher level ng quality kasi entry level lang siya. At ang pinaka-importante na pro is yung efficiency niya. So mas matipid talaga siya compared sa mga ICE na sasakyan. Kaya ka nga nag-electric vehicle para makatipid sa gasto sa fuel. Mas malaki ang matitipid mo gamit ang kuryente kaysa magpapagas ka using yung ICE. So yan yung mga positives. Ano naman yung mga negatives niya? Ang number 1 con niya is yung kanyang limited performance. Unang-una, mas short yung kanyang drive range. So it has less power and acceleration compared dun sa mga more expensive na EVs. Suitable lang siya for short drives. Komportable ka, but if you want sportier driving experience, wala siya dito. Another con nito is yung range anxiety. So kung ilo-long drive mo siya sa malayo, dapat pinaplano mo yung mga charging stops. In the future naman, dadami na rin yung mga charging stations, which is nararamdaman na natin ng konti. So sa ngayon, mas okay siya na city car pa lang. Kasi yung infrastructure for long drive, hindi pa ganun develop sa atin. Another negative thing here is yung battery degradation. Sa lahat ng mga electric vehicle, yun yung negative niya. So kapag tumagal yan, hindi niya masusustain yung efficiency ng battery. Just like our cellphone, meron niyang battery health. Pero nare-replace naman yan after say 8 years. Kasi as of now, mahal yung price ng mga batteries. Pero dito sa Seagull, since maliit naman yung battery capacity, I think mas mura yung replacement cost niya compared with the other electric vehicles. But I think in the future, kapag tumagal na, bababa na yung cost ng mga batteries. So, yung replacement cost ng batteries would be lower. Another con nito is yung brand perception. While it's popular in China, hindi pa ganun ka-established ang brand na to sa ibang market. As a result, naaapektuhan ngayon yung resale value at saka yung consumer trust. And ang last con nito is yung kanyang charging time. Depende dun sa charging na station na ginagamit mo, yung charging times can vary. While home charging is convenient, nagre-require din yan ng access to appropriate infrastructure. So, hindi pa yan ganun ka-develop dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, now, let's summarize. In conclusion, if you want something different that is not dependent on fossil fuel, then the Seagull electric vehicle is a good choice. It can carry 4 passengers comfortably on a compact car. The price is affordable at I think ito yung isa sa pinakamaganda na entry-level na electric vehicle. Yung ibang competitors niya, medyo cheap yung feeling ng mga entry-level vehicles nila. Dito, okay naman yung quality at saka yung BYD, battery manufacturer sila. So, in terms of reliability versus other brands, medyo angat sila because they have the battery technology. And lately, in terms of sales volume for electric vehicle, BYD has overtaken Tesla in worldwide sales. For sure, marami ding hindi sumasang-ayon na bumili ng mga Chinese cars. Pero wala na tayong magagawa doon. At the end of the day, it's the buyer's money and it's the buyer's decision kung ano yung mas gusto nila. So, hindi nila kailangan yung opinion ng ibang tao na hindi open-minded. Alright, hanggang dito na lang. I hope nakapagbigay ako sa inyo ng opinion about this BYD Seagull. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again my next vlog. Bye!